The always winning strategy, understanding the reality of success. My friends, you're going to love the math. It's simple here, but it's going to blow you away. When you control your losses, I talk about that all the time. This training and its sister training, maximizing success with the average true range, is going to bring it all together for you. Simple but powerful concepts. Stay tuned. Let's jump into this training. Here's the assumptions: that you have a fairly reliable charting strategy. Maybe you use the price percent oscillator, the STC. Maybe you like the MACD. Maybe you like stochastics, or you like the relative strength index or volume, whatever it is, as long as it's just fairly reliable. Fairly, it can be less than 50% reliable, if you can believe that, and this is going to work. You have to commit yourself to reduced risk by adjusting the trade size. We're going to teach you how to do that in the sister training. Have to have the ability to set a loss band. We're going to teach you how to do that in the average true range training. Willingness to cut losses at the loss level. That's up to you. When you hit it, do you have the ability to follow the trade a couple of times a day? And if you hit that loss limit, pull the trade. Don't second guess it. You're done. Makes it real easy to control those emotions. And then lastly, number 5, resolution to stay in the trade to hit the profit level. So many times, particularly if you've had losses and losses and losses, you've trained yourself as a loser. So the minute you have any kind of profit, you automatically grab it. Well, that's not going to work here. You're going to have to trust the math, trust the plan, and work it. Now, here's some of the numbers that are going to blow you away. Now, first off, this is my standard trade size, $100,000. You might say, $100,000? Who would go risk that in the market? Well, I'm not risking all of that. The way that we adjust things, and you'll learn how we adjust trading size based upon volatility to protect that, my goal is to lose no more than $1,000 of that $100,000 per trade. That's something we stick with hard and fast always. That's a 1% loss at maximum. Now, it is a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. What we mean by that is we have the goal, if we're risking $1,000, we want to make $2,000 per trade. Now, the numbers you see before you here, we've just plucked from the air. We've said, okay, 10 trades. How often that? We'll say 10 trades a month. That's 2+ trades a week. If you just did 2 trades a week, that's 8 trades. We'd like to do one more a couple of those weeks to get it up to 10 trades. Here's what happens if you lose every single trade, every single time you lose 10% in a month. That's a $10,000 loss. Not good, but that's real sucky. You could throw literally darts at a board. You could flip a coin and what, hit 50%? Hopefully. Hopefully. Now again, not as easy as it sounds, but surely you can do better than 10 losses out of 10 trades. $10,000 minus 10%. Okay, if you win one of those trades at $2,000, you have $9,000 in losses because of 9 trades. Well, of course, 2,000 minus 9,000, 7,000. This is how the math works. So you got a $7,000 loss. If you're not as sucky as losing everything, you win 1 out of 10, you lose 7%. You win 2 out of 10, that is 8 losses. Okay, you're down to losing $4,000 a month, or minus 4%. We get to 3 out of 7. Still pretty bad, not as bad. You're losing $1,000 a month. Now, here's where the math changes. Not even at the 50% level. If you can just win 4 out of 6 trades, you're making $2,000 a month. Each time only risking $1,000 with a reward of $2,000 per trade. That's a 2% return. 5, if you just break even, that's a 5% return. It's $5,000 a month. 6, oh, it starts getting even better. $8,000 a month, 8% return. 7. Now you're getting into the high zone. That's 11% a month, $11,000. And of course, a great month. 8 out of 10. That's a 14% return. 9 out of 10, 17% return. 10 out of 10 at 2%, 20% return, $20,000. How often will that happen? Don't count on it, but it sure can. But again, you're going to be somewhere in this range in here. 5 to 9, that's what you're going to be shooting for, somewhere in there. Now, what does this mean for you? Again, if you limit those losses, you can at least 4 times out of 10 hit something. That means a 2% return. Now, how does that add up over time? Well, here's the profit impact over time. Of course, being a loser is just being a loser. You're losing $10,000 a month, takes you 10 months, and that $100,000 is gone. Well, hopefully you would stop. You would just start tossing coins, but that's not feasible. So we hit on that 4 out of 10. We lose 6, we win 4. How long does it take you to double that $100,000? 3 years. Now, if you're 5 out of 5, you can double it under the rule of 72 in a year, 2.5 months. That's taking $100,000 and doubling it in 1 year, 2.5 months. If you can on average just more than break even, 6, okay, 8%, 9 months. 9 months, and you have doubled that money. Now, when we say doubling it, okay, if you then up your standard trade size to $200,000, you would then double that $200,000 in what? 9 months. Now you have $400,000 in 18 months. Do you get that? And then the $400,000 you double again in 9 months. We're talking 6 out of 10 trades. If you do what? If you stick to your loss limit and you stick to your profit goal, which is only 2 to 1. We're not asking you to do anything crazy, but you should be getting an understanding as to how valuable it is to limit losses. You don't have to have super profits. You just have to be consistently in the market, finding half-decent trades, just literally, in this example, making 2% on your trade. That's it. Can you do that? Well, you're going to have a chance to practice trade without spending any money at all and see how you do. That's completely up to you. But then you can see 7, if you can average 7 out of 10, 6.5 months. 8 out of 10, 5 plus months. 9 out of 10, 4 plus months. 10 out of 10, 3.5 months. Now again, if you're just in this range of around 6 to 7, look at this. If you're at the half and half mark, just a little over a year, you've doubled that 100,000 to 200,000. Then you can work on doubling the 200,000 to 400,000, the 400,000 to 800,000, the 800,000 to $1.6 million. This is how powerful using this little simple secret, making sure that you most of all control your losses. If you can control your losses, you're on the way to profits. And we're going to show you in this next training on the average true range how to set your loss limits, how to set your profit limits, how to deal with volatility so it doesn't kill you. And then you can start putting this idea of the 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio into effect. The bottom line is here, even if you're not a super trader, if your losses are managed, you will win, and you will win big time, and you can prove it to yourself without blowing a single penny by just putting the technique into practice. Always love to hear from you. cw@chartingwealth.com. If you appreciate what we do here, give us a like, subscribe. We always love hearing from you. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Of course, our disclaimer is we offer no advice. We make no claims. We're simply asking you to learn and practice. It doesn't cost you anything except time well spent. God bless.